Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Matthews, Lost Camo, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, New Archery Products, Tinks, Carbon Express, Stealth Cam, Moose Utility Division, Lacrosse Footwear, Scent Blocker, Pine Ridge Archery, HHA Sports, Stick and Pick, and the Can Cooker.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunt or Die. I'm Todd Graf. As always, Justin Czar is here by my side, and we've got a great episode for you. I'm the one who named this episode, Justin, The Good, Bad, and Ugly. No, I'm not the one who came up with that, but I think it's very fitting for this episode. You know, one of the things that Justin and I talked about when we first decided to do these videos and then eventually, morphed into the TV show and so forth is the fact that we always wanted to show you everything that happened. You know what? Yep. I mean, whether it was good, whether it was bad, we don't hide anything. Justin, on many occasions, has put himself out there. On this episode,
Hey now.
Well, I mean, it's happened. I mean, it's happened. Yeah. I mean, guys, we love this stuff. I mean, bow hunting is our passion. This is what we do. And there are so many highs and lows. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, I don't want this to drag on forever. I want to get into the hunt. But as you know, Justin, this has probably been one of the most challenging seasons for a lot of people been hunting, whether it's because of disease, weather. I mean, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah, I think the one thing that everybody's going to be able to maybe take away from this hunt is that, there's going to be things that happen throughout the course of the season that, kind of get you down and kind of takes the wind out of your sails a little bit. You put in a lot of hard work and effort into, hunting these whitetails, and when things just don't work out or you're presented with an opportunity that you're unable to capitalize on, a lot of people, that gets them down to the point where they just want to give up, they just don't want to hunt anymore, they start taking shortcuts, whatever the case may be. And I think, this is a cool story of Todd kind of persevering through some of those challenges of the season and ending up with a really nice buck. So I guess we should stop talking at this point and let's get into some of the hunts.
I haven't laid my eyes on a big buck in the morning yet. Where the wind is just totally wrong. I'm getting out of here. Pretty sure that was a badger. That was pretty cool. I didn't see anything tonight. I have picked the worst stands for these morning sits. I've yet to have a good morning hunt. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I just cannot get on the deer this year. Two of the favorite days that I like to hunt, 28th and 29th. I've been having zero action, but as you can see, I forgot my goggles. So that's probably bad luck. I just don't think I'm gonna get done here with this wind. Well, that's the biggest rub on my property, and the smallest bug rubbing its head on it. Eek. Eek. Oh no. Oh man, I just screwed up. I don't think my season could get any worse. Well, I'm not proud of that shot at all, guys. I'm sick. I mean, I've watched the footage over and over and over. I mean, I got him right in the ham. You know, looking back on it, looking at that shot is a little bit more of an aggressive quartering away than I would have liked to have taken. I guess I got caught up in the moment. I took it. You know, it was 26 yards.
Oh man, it kills me to watch that shot over and over and over. You know, I know exactly what I did wrong, and guys, that's the reason why here on bowhunting.com and our show Bow Hunt or Die that we hope that you continually tune in. It's because of the fact that we hope that when you watch this stuff that you, ultimately at the end of the day you learn something. You know, there's two things you can do when you're bow hunting. You either A, stop the deer by making a noise, getting him to stop, or B, you just take the shot as the deer walks on. I have generally been somebody who has tried to stop the deer. You know what? Generally, it gives you that one extra second to just make sure you're right where you want to be before you let that arrow fly. You know, Justin? And why I'm mad at myself is when you watch the video, when I tried to stop him the first time, he didn't listen. When I went a little bit louder on that second time, he was going to stop, and what did I do? I punched the trigger, and I made a mistake. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, those quartering away shots like that are great because when you put the arrow where it needs to be, you get a lot more vitals going up in them. But there's also a lot less margin for error. A little bit too far back or a little bit too far forward, and you know, sometimes it's not a great outcome. And you know, the other thing to note on this hunt, and I believe the animal probably would have been recovered if it didn't rain for 24 hours, literally straight after you shot that deer. I mean, that's the, you know, with those big broadheads and as much penetration as you got, you have to believe there was probably enough blood trail to follow that deer wherever he went. I'm sure he didn't go far before he bedded down, but unfortunately, when all that sign is washed away, it's amazing how the woods become so much of a bigger place when you're looking for that needle in a haystack. And I guess it was just, you know, an unfortunate, you know, series of events that, you know, it's going to happen.
Right. Well, and you know, Justin, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, you know, just so people know, I mean, literally I exhausted probably 7 different people's, you know, that were supposed to be hunting, and they took time out of their hunt to come and help me. I mean, actually, there was one fellow there by the name of Joe, super good guy, who, I mean, drove probably 8 hours to go hunting, and what does he do instead? He spends, you know, half of a day helping me look for my deer, you know. And that's what you do as a friend. That's what you do when you've got other bow hunters there and you've got a deer that you're looking for. But we did everything we could. I mean, during that search, I mean, we literally were going up and down switchgrass, and I mean, we found 4 additional does that died from EHD. I mean, we did everything we could do. We called other property owners, and it just got to the point where it's a lost cause. I mean, unless you got a mower out there and mowed everything down and all the corn that's around you, I mean, there's just, you're not going to find it.
Right. So I guess, you know, lesson learned on that one. You know, fortunately, Todd was able to, you know, put it behind him and keep hunting hard. And, well, you're about to see the results of a little bit of determination.
Keep bow hunting.
That would have been perfect. I've seen 2 little ones and 1 2.5-year-old. No shooters. Some of these bucks just must be down in lockdown mode now or something, but man. That's the 3rd buck this morning, and that one there looked a lot better than the ones I've been seeing. Heard a few in the dark, but I haven't seen anything as soon as the light came on. So, seems pretty typical, right? Wow, I mean, it has been super slow. No deer. Well, it's November 15th. Still no luck. I've decided to go way up high on this ridge here. It's a nice corridor between a piece of woods over here that doesn't get hit pretty heavy and a good cornfield over here. So hoping that some of these deer are making this jog back and forth. Just have to wait to see. My luck has been absolutely on empty. Oh, Mike, I owe you that one, buddy. Guys, man, November 15th. That is a giant buck, guys. I have put in hours and hours and hours this year. Oh, man, finally. Oh, I smoked him too. I mean, he is down right there. I smoked him. Guys, I'm nervous about the video. I did the best I could. I was turned all the way around. I mean, he was right there. Came in, grunting. Came to my backside, so there was nothing I could do. I did the absolute best I could do. I'm just gonna have to review the footage. Oh, holy cow. I cannot even begin to tell you the number of hours in sits. I mean, out of control. I mean, I've had that many. Oh, man. Oh. Guys, I was doing that interview, and I thought he was getting back up, but that's why I grabbed my quiver and I even threw that on and was getting ready to get another arrow, but he didn't get back up. He's stone dead right there. I mean, he is a giant buck. I'll tell you what, I don't even know how many hours I have in the last 3 weeks chasing deer. I mean, it has been unbelievable, and I have not seen deer this year. I mean, I have gone seriously hours and hours and hours. I mean, probably 10, 15 hours, and I'll maybe only have 1 or 2 deer sightings. I mean, it's been that difficult this year. I don't know what's going on with the rut, but in this case here, this buck was finally locked up with this doe, and it was a tough situation because I'm sitting here in my stand. I'm kind of expecting these deer to be going down this runway here in front of me, and I did the best I could. I haven't even looked at the footage yet. I had the camera cranked all the way around on this side of me, and I was twisted like this here to try to get the shot off. We're just gonna have to take a look to see what it looks like. But he's a nice buck. I know I captured the footage when he was running away, and I'm pretty sure I got the footage when he was right there rubbing the tree like crazy. I mean, I was at full draw for so long, and oh man, finally. Oh. What a season. I mean, that has been by far the most hours, the most stands I've ever moved in my life. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I moved so many stands this year and kept adjusting. What do you know? This is a stand that I haven't hunted, actually probably in 2 years since I set the thing here. And finally I just said, I need to do something different. It couldn't have been any better. It was hand-to-hand combat. He had his doe that he was locked down with right behind me, which made it so difficult for me to maneuver. Not to mention the fact that it came in on my left side, which is a right-handed shooter is what you want. But when you're a self-filming video guy, it's difficult to get that camera wrapped all the way around your body. Luckily in this case, I was able to. I made an awesome shot. The buck didn't go more than 50 yards. Everything worked just perfectly. I can't wait to get down there, wrap my hands around him. I'm using my all-new Creed XS. I mean, this bow was designed for me. It's a little bit lighter, shorter axle to axle, a little bit more forgiving brace height. I mean, I love this bow. Oh, and I put down a giant with it, which is awesome. I am not gonna lie, I am ready to get home to my own bed, see my family, and take it easy for a while, because I mean, I was starting to question my own insanity here. I mean, it was nuts. Well guys, right now I'm by myself. I'm looking for my arrow. I can see the buck down right there, so it's not gonna be much of a recovery job. I just always like to retrace the steps to kind of just learn as much as you can. I mean, when it comes to bow hunting, the more you know, the more educated you are, the better chances you are each time you go out and you pick up that bow and you shoot a deer. So yeah, there's some good blood right there. Yeah, good blood. Oh yeah, that's really good blood right there. Oh man. Oh yeah, nice deer. Oh yeah. Definitely a buck. Yeah. All right.
Man, Justin, I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, this is November 15th. I mean, I don't know that for as long of a relationship we've had that I've ever taken to November 15th to shoot a buck with my bow. I mean, seriously, I mean, it was getting ridiculous, the amount of hours and time that I was putting into the tree stand. I mean, literally, I think Lone Wolf seat pad is embedded in my butt permanently forever with how long I was sitting in those stands. But I'll tell you what, you know, that was an awesome hunt. I mean, you know, there's only so much justice you can do with video cameras to show you what happened. But guys, I mean, to be in that tree, Justin, and to have that deer come in behind you, when you're self-filming, that is the most difficult situation to be in. And, you know, and I made even a bigger mistake that morning. I was hunting one of the older Lone Wolf stands, one of the elites, and the seats are a lot bigger. Well, I couldn't get the seat up, so I was forced to have to stay seated in that hunt, which is something you really don't see, you know, from the perspective of the camera. But I was turned all the way around. That camera arm was like right on my stomach, and I mean, I was at full draw for over a minute and like 10 seconds on that buck. I mean, that's going to be a hunt I'm never going to forget. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I guess for me, maybe the cool thing is that it happened so early in the morning, you know, and it's just proof once again how quickly your season can turn around. You know, you're walking out to the stand that morning and you're probably thinking, I'm not going to see anything again. Or another long morning, another cold morning in the stand. And I mean, literally, you called me to tell me you shot a deer as I was filming my opening interview for the morning. Like, it was just light enough for me to film an interview to say.
I think you were saying, like, why are you calling me?
Yeah,
actually?
I'm like, well, I knew, you know, it's 15 minutes after light, and Todd's calling me when he knows I'm in a stand. There's only one reason he's calling me, because he shot a deer. So, you know, just proof once again, you know, a little bit of hard work and determination and just sticking with it, and, you know, your luck can change in the matter of seconds.
Well, and I mean, and just reflecting on that hunt some more, I mean, Justin, I mean, he comes in, he's doing that rub. I'm thinking he's going to rub that tree just for a short period of time. It goes on forever. I let down, and as a self-filmer, you're like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I just blew opportunity number one. He turns straight towards me. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to go down again, and finally, I make that big, long readjustment. I mean, seriously, I thought it was going to be over at any second. I was going to be like just wanting to jump out of that tree, but man, it came together. So,
well, yeah, perfect shot. Deer didn't run far. Died right at the bottom of the hill. Nice, easy recovery. All things considered, a pretty.
And as
pretty
always,
good hunt.
thanks for Justin, my man, came and took some killer photos. I appreciate you coming out of the tree early.
I'm better at taking photos than I am at killing big bucks, apparently. So, in any case, well, that's going to wrap up Todd's hunt. Next, we're going to check in with Josh Sturgill, who we saw in the last episode, shoot a nice buck over there in West Virginia. This week, he's shooting a doe, so let's check in with Josh.
Sunday, November 10th. Thank God we're already tagged out with bucks here in West Virginia. You're only allowed one buck in this county with a bow. So we came out today. We're going to hunt some does and possibly a bear if one comes along. So bow hunt or die. That's awesome. It doesn't get any better than that. Had a doe come in to about 20 yards, put a great shot on it. She ran about 25, 30 yards and fell over in the thicket. So we're going to get down here in a little bit and go find her. Bow hunt or die. Well, it's been a wonderful day here in West Virginia. We shot an 8-point on Friday, followed up today, which is the 10th November, with a good doe kill. She came in on us, and we put a good shot on her. She only ran about 40 yards. Perfect day. So we're going to get her loaded up and get on home. Bow hunt or die.
You know, Todd, that was another great hunt from Josh. You know, we saw him last week shoot that deer over in West Virginia, and a lot of people didn't think that he took the best shot in the world on that deer. And you know what? They let us hear about it in the forums. I mean, and I guess it's just one thing that we always say, with being honest and open about everything that we do, we welcome everybody's feedback, you know, whether it's good, bad, or...
We don't always like it or want to hear it, but
true.
It is what it is.
Exactly. You know, it is what it is, and that's the beauty of the internet, is that you can go in there and you can speak your mind and tell us what you think. But I mean, Josh did a great job on this hunt, made a good shot on that doe. She didn't go far, so hopefully you forum guys lay off of him a little bit, you know, after this week.
Well, and I know, speaking with Josh, you know, he's definitely more respectful of the people that take the time to film their hunts and so forth. I mean, just talking, he's like, wow, he's like, I just never realized how much work and effort goes into that, you know?
Oh yeah, and just the amount of, you know, shots that you may have to pass up on animals. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, you know, and it's a very, very difficult thing to do for somebody coming in the first time. And Josh has, you know, done a pretty good job at filming here so far. So, you know, it's pretty cool to see the progression of some of his hunts. So that's all the hunts we've got for this week. Of course, we want to take the time to thank some of the people who sent in their trophies for this week's episode.
Matthew Hopper,
Matt Ivory,
Mark Millville,
and Austin Wyman.
Hey, if you'd like to see yourself right here on another episode of Bow Hunt or Die, all you need to do is submit your photos either through Facebook or our website, bowhunting.com.
Well, guys, that's it for this episode of Bow Hunt or Die. You know, as we've been talking about, Todd, we did have a bunch of other guys shoot bucks that you're still going to see in the upcoming weeks. Yep. Clinton and Frank shot a pair of great deer down there in central Illinois. Definitely. Paul Morrison killed a great buck out in Ohio. So still a lot of buck hunting action to come. And, you know, Todd, right now, it's second gun season here in Illinois. I know you and I were just talking, harvest numbers look like they're down quite a bit this year.
Big time. I was talking to a friend of mine actually on the way to work today, and they were actually talking about canceling some of the late season additional shotgun hunting that, you know, they've been having the past years. There's no doubt about it. Deer numbers are down, at least here in Illinois. As far as Wisconsin goes, I mean, I went up there rifling with my son Craig, and I mean, everybody I talked to.
Yeah, I think the preliminary numbers in Wisconsin gun season are down. From what I saw, it was like 20 to 30, upwards of maybe 40% in some counties. Right. You know, so a lot of people are saying, you know, the weather wasn't that great, but you know, let's face it. I think deer populations, unfortunately, are on the decline in a lot of places. Yeah. A lot of biologists have been talking about it for a long time. So, you know, just something to think about during the late season. I know a lot of us are still out there trying to shoot deer, but you know, if you live in an area where you just haven't been seeing the numbers of deer, may want to reconsider shooting those does during the late season. I know me personally, I really wanted to go out and just shoot another deer, maybe to help build that confidence back up. But I mean, at this point, I just don't know that I'm going to do it. just not a lot of deer out
Well,
there right now.
you're gonna pass any big bucks for me for next year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't kill them anyway, so that's the difference.
Thanks, Justin. Well, that's all we got for this week's episode of Bowhunt or Die. Until then, hopefully you're gonna have a chance to grab your bow and get out in the woods. You never know what's around the next corner.
That's right. We'll see you guys next week.
Hey, one more thing before we go. If you would like a chance to win a free 1-week rifle hunting trip with our friends at Tinks, all you need to do is go to their website at tinks.com, fill out the form, and who knows, maybe next year at this time, you'll be hunting in Kansas with them. In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook.
Mike, I would French kiss you right now if you were here.
I'm Todd Graf. As always, Justin Czar is right here by my side, and we've got a... Welcome back to another exciting...